of IPNX business. Thank you very much on that presentation titled Connectivity as an Enabler to Accelerate Inclusive Growth. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be from Unified Payment, and then she will be speaking on some of the issues that has to do with the offering from Unified Payment. Please, can we put our hands together for Dowese Kiagba? I hope I got that right. Please, can you put your hands together for her? Okay, oh, great. And then we have the timer on cue as well as helping to adjust your microphone. Next, we have Atinuke. Atinuke, yes, Olalafe, MD SDM Communications Limited, will be presenting after Madam Dowese. Please put your hands together one more time for her.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So the name is Do Wese. He tried but didn't quite get it. So I'll be speaking about Unified Payment Services Limited. And this is what I was speaking about. Who we are, what we do, and who we work with. That's our partners. So Unified Payments has been in existence since 1997. We are over 27 years old. We are the first in many things. We're a pioneer. We pioneered phone pay with phone number. That's a pay attitude or pay attitude digital app. Sorry, I'm finding it difficult to see from this angle. I don't know how this is done.
I will say there's a screen in front of you that you can
Oh,
see your presentation. Yeah, thank you very much.
thank you. Okay, yes. So, like I was saying, we are a wholly owned Nigerian company. We do not have any foreign ownership. We pioneered the phone number transactions as a pay attitude. We pioneered acceptance of foreign cards at the ATM and POS. Unified payments is the first in so many things in the Nigerian payment space today. And we are owned by the banks. We are owned by about 14 Nigerian banks, the Access Bank, GT Bank, as you can see. So Unified Payments is a group of companies. We have the pay attitude, like I mentioned, that's the payment scheme, the pay with phone number payment scheme. And pay attitude also has an agency network. We have a Hope Bank, it's a payment service bank. We have the UP Digital is also a company under Unified Payment Group. They are vast providers. They have USSD aggregator. They have SMS aggregator and the IVR, they are an IVR provider. We have a TM30 also under the Unified Payment Group of companies. They are the application developers working with all the other companies under Unified Payments and also external clients. So what does Unified Payment do? Unified Payments offers switching services. We process transactions for financial institutions. We process transactions for fintechs. We process transactions for microfinance banks and the likes. And we are a payment solutions provider. We offer merchant services. We are PTSP. And Unified Payments has a payment scheme like I earlier mentioned, which is the pay attitude. We have a digital commerce platform. We have a bank, which is a payment service bank, Hope Bank. And we have the agency services and other services. So who do we work with today? Unified Payments over the years has gained a number of partners. And today we work with the fintechs. We work with Flutterwave, Paystack, and the likes, MoneyPoint, as well as OP and Number. So for other merchant relationships, Unified Payments has a couple other partnerships that helps or provide services to these partners to enable payments on all platforms, be the POS, the web, and ATM, and the mobile. So thank you all.
All right, there's something unique about unified payment. Thank you very much for giving me extra seconds. They will hand. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next presentation is coming from the MD SDM Communications Limited, Atinuke Ola Lafe. Please, can you put a hand together for her? And afterwards, I would like to be allotted. I would like us to be allowed for the next keynote presentation that will dovetail into the last panel session for today. And afterwards, we'll have our raffle draw, and then we will call it a day for day two. Tomorrow, we will continue, and I will make some special announcements as the case might be. So thank you so very much. Over to you, Madam Atunike. Yep.
Hello, Fintech Nigeria. Sorry, I'm trying to. Oh, I'm not sure this.
Uh, Perhaps you point to the screen in front of you. Maybe that might work. All right. Is that you? That is you, right?
Yes, I'm trying to take it back.
Okay.
Okay, great. Yes, so my name is Atinuke Olalape, and I'm the MD of SDM Communications, and it's great to be here. Just a quick introduction. As a business and organization, we all know how important it is to get our businesses in front of the right audience or the right people. This is where advertising comes in. Advertising is a key aspect to any successful business strategy. Who are we at SDM Communications? SDM is an ideation and a creative agency. We deliver smart, strategic buying, creative media buying across all the various media platforms, online and offline channels. In addition to running a full-scale campaign, we also offer in-depth media consultation to our clients. Through meaningful communications, we believe that we bring brands together to connect with people and drive our clients to success. What do we do? As a media agency, we actually specialize in creating comprehensive media strategies. We help you negotiate the best deals across all the various platforms for your media advertising campaigns, and we steward your media buys up until completion. We focus on maximizing your impact, the impact of your campaign to reach your target audience, and we deliver effectively and efficiently. Sorry, I keep taking it back. I apologize. So our services. So our services include out-of-home advertising, radio advertising, television, cinema advertising, metro, media monitoring, digital marketing, activations, print advertising, as well as taxi advertising. Why do you have to work with us? Because I know a lot of people would ask, why do we need a media agency or an advertising agency? You actually need a media agency because we've got the experience and we've got the expertise. Media buying and planning is a specialized field. And what that means is it requires deep knowledge and experience in order for you to execute effectively. This is especially the case when you're running advertising across multiple media channels, across TV, radio, print, digital, and paid advertising, and the rest of it. Media agencies, we employ a team of experts. And what do? We ensure that we stay up to date on industry trends. We stay up to date on the latest to-date news regarding all the media channels. And we deliver a variety of advertising-related technologies in order to ensure that your media buying, planning, and measuring across all the various platforms are done effectively. Again, why do you have to work with a media agency? As SDM, we're able to save time and resources, because media planning and executing media campaigns can be time consuming and resource intensive, especially for in-house media planners. And we realized that according to a report by Forbes, businesses that outsource their media efforts to agencies, they are able to save 43% compared to when these things are handled by in-house media marketing team. And also you have access to a wide range of platforms and channels. As a full service agency, we have established relationships with all the various range of media outlets, vendors, including TV, radio stations, out of home, and digital platforms. This means that when you work with SDM, we're able to help you create comprehensive and omni-channel media plan to maximize your reach with your target audience, and also maximize your reach through the media, your target audience throughout the media platforms. So you can contact us at SDM to help you with your marketing strategies, because what we basically do is we offer you marketing without stress. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. That is presentation without stress. Please put your hands together for her. Great. This is the essence of this kinds of event. Content is very important. Advertisement as well as marketing is very, very key as well. Well, we're going to be getting ready for the next keynote presentation, and that is going to be done by the CEO, President of Masot Consulting, in the person of Mr. Mike Odusami. And do we have the presentation up? And this, with what I understand, is coming up online. Please, let's quickly have him on cue, as the case might be. My team's behind. Can we now have our next speaker?
Thank you. Ms. Moderator, can you guys hear me? Good morning or afternoon?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. So
okay,
you have
thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, and welcome all to the second day of this another exciting FinTech week. So, I mean, this event gets better every time, every year, thanks to you guys, to the organizers, and to the brilliant minds in the industry that participate. So I'm not able to be there in person this year, but I have a few minutes, I believe, to share some of the exciting developments in the cybersecurity and specifically in the fraud prevention space, technology space, with you guys today. Incidentally, the session after me also going to be talking about the cybersecurity in the African and the impact on the African economy. So it's a very timely discussion. And so without much ado, let's get into our presentation. Hopefully you guys can share, you can see the screen, our shared screen. First, let me introduce our company and myself. My name is Michael Odusami. I lead Marxist Consulting. We've been at the forefront of user authentication, especially in the banking and financial sector over the last almost 15 years. We've brought a lot of innovation into the market, both from our partners as well as some of the things that we do ourselves in mobile banking, in online and mobile authentication. And lately, we've been focusing our efforts on fraud prevention, especially trying to harness the power of artificial intelligence. We support most of the very large banks across Nigeria and indeed across Africa with our solutions and our expertise. So we'll talk about the AI-powered solution for this session, and I have a very, very limited time, so we'll try to go through it. And we have a lot of our team members in the audience, so please seek them out, and then let's make contact if you're interested in this topic. So let's start with the numbers. These are very, very astronomical numbers coming from NIBS. NIBS, for those in the banking sector, you know about NIBS, our interbank settlement system that provide a lot of data around fraud. They generate an annual and quarterly report. Huge increase. No matter how you look at it, there's a lot of increase in fraud that is taking place. The techniques are getting better, they're getting smarter, and the social engineering part, which is where they deceive people, is getting more realistic. You get a phone call that sounds like your mom or your dad asking you for money and so on and so forth. And the fraud is across all channels now, whether it's mobile, a lot of efforts on mobile, but we're also seeing a lot of increase in the account-based frauds, which I will talk a lot about today. We've seen a lot of high-profile cases recently where, accounts are created solely for the purpose of moving money away from by the fraudsters to multiple accounts. So definitely getting more complex. And one of the messages I'm hoping you can take away from today is that our traditional method of tackling these issues needs to evolve. They're not going to go away. You're never going to go take them away. But you also, for those who are familiar with security, it's always in layers. So we definitely need to start introducing new technology and take advantage of artificial intelligence, which is what I will focus on today. Again, couple of the trends and numbers, mobile fraud always on the rise, because it's so easy to create malwares that people can download, without knowing, and that will allow, people to snoop on their phones, on their transactions, and even to impersonate the bank in terms of transaction. Card fraud, again, the numbers are going up, especially with POS transactions, a lot in the last report that we saw from NIPS. One of the areas I would dwell in, which is one of the change in our approach, is to start dwelling on the accounts, because at the end of the day, you have to move the money somewhere. The fraudsters have to move the money somewhere, either by compromising somebody's credentials or they actually create accounts. And now they also have the power of AI to create multiple accounts, multiple synthetic accounts that will be used to move this money. We call them money mule accounts. I'll talk a little bit about that. And hopefully you see the need why our fraud monitoring solutions need to evolve from the old rules-based or manual training systems to a much more automated and faster response to deal with the problem. So a couple of recap for those who are not familiar with the space. Again, I mentioned earlier, we're one of the pioneers in the advanced user authentication space. We've evolved from the old hardware token to now making multi-factor authentication solution that is based on biometric and so on and so forth for the end users, especially if you're an online banking customers. We're seeing an evolution towards passkeys where you actually have a hardware-based authentication to trying to minimize the impact of using passwords. The word password has been an issue over the last few years, as you know. So we're trying to get away as much as possible from the use of password for authentication. Hence, we introduced the two-factor authentication and so on. We're beginning to monitor behavior, try to monitor where you're calling, where you are accessing the system from. If it's different from your normal, usual behavior, we can actually also capture that. I deliberately added customer education to this because I think it's one of our weakest link. No matter where you deploy technology, if you do not educate the customer on valuing the credentials, making sure they don't share with other people and so on and so forth, it's all going to become to naught because that was the weakest link in our entire technology kind of a loop. I also talk about passwordless authentication. We have organizations like the Federated Identity Online, FIDO, that's pushing that a lot. Again, the idea is to get away from storage of password because people can hack into them, they can leak them, and so on and so forth. So you can actually have more of a device-to-device authentication as a way to move forward. And my subject today is going to be around fraud detection, fraud monitoring, and bringing the power of AI into that. Encryption, tokenization, those are all kind of low-level technology that we'll bring into the space. I deliberately also added regulations and standards because, we have within Nigeria, for example, the CBN trying to regulate some of these areas, make sure they're mandatory for transactions online, not just for the banks, but also the fintech. So our approach is evolving. Let's see a little bit of that. So again, just to kind of educate people a little bit about some of the attacks that we see today is layered, but again, we need to start evolving towards some of the emerging threats, and we need to have answers for that. Skimming of cards, that's very old, as anybody can think of. Stolen cars is normal. Social engineering, identity theft, and so on. Those are all the frauds that we're used to. What we're seeing now is powering all these techniques using AI. You'd be interested to know that just as we have AI technology or power available to legitimate users, there's also an underground AI platform similar to the ChatGPT that maybe some of you are familiar with, that a lot of the underground people can use to generate deepfakes, very, very realistic sounding and looking images and videos in order to deceive people We also have a way to synthetic identities where they can generate thousands and thousands of identities very quickly to set up accounts. More complex cyber attacks, and then the malware too. You can also, malware as a service exists out there where people can buy malware that they can, kind of send around to install on people's mobile. What is important to know is that these technologies are available to everybody, not just us, on either side of the fence that you're in. And they're also, the organized crime groups all have a lot of money and resources to deploy this technology. So what is important for us is to be able to stay at least one step ahead of them as much as possible, because we need to start responding more instantaneously, being able to perceive the patterns of fraud ahead of when they actually happen, and so on and so forth. The days of actually, manually reviewing all this information and changing the rules and so on, every 6 months is not going to hold it anymore. So let me talk a little bit about the AI technology that we're
2 minutes
talking. It's
more,
going to
Sam.
be, I'm sorry?
2 minutes more to wrap up.
Oh, 2 minutes
Thank
more.
you.
Okay, I'll be very quick. I thought I had 20 minutes because we were delayed anyway. So talking about the AI, the image you're looking at, I generated it using one of the recent DALL-E platform. Just tell it what you want to do and it generates an image for you. It's one of the latest breakthrough that we're beginning to bring the power into fraud monitoring and prevention. Very, very important is to know that with the power of AI, there's a lot of automation that will take place. You don't need as much people that it's impossible to get the number of people anyway to review your rules. And even if you do that, it's going to take them at least 6 months to bring your rules or your pattern recognition up to date. We now have a way to actually be able to update those rules on a daily basis. That's been a major breakthrough in the system. We also have integration, being able to understand your current pattern and be able to integrate it with the platform is one area that we're looking into. So I'm going to just quickly do a recap of this. These are some of the benefits of AI generally. Faster detection. Everything is done at much more larger scales than we're able to do humanly. And then we can also reduce the incidence of false positives so that genuine transactions are not denied. So let me go into, this is my second to the last slide, really just to try and show we actually recently partnered with a global tech company based in Europe. They've done a lot of this technology to, banks across the world, and we're bringing that technology into our space here. We're hopefully going to start talking to some of you who are interested in that kind of a daily monitoring, daily updates of the rules, much more automated detection, and then some of the process flow. So the two applications really in fraud prevention and in the money laundering, the ability to be able to look 360 degrees at all accounts that are being created and all accounts that are all the inbound and outbound account transactions that are going on, being able to look at that at scale. I think that's a very, very important force multiplier that we're bringing into this space. So we look forward to speaking to a lot of you guys. There's more information, as I said earlier. A few of our guys are in the audience. Please feel free to speak to them or contact us if you can get this number either from the organizers. So we look forward to a lively rest of the show for you guys, and enjoy the rest of the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Dusami, CEO, President of Maxot Consulting. Of course, we have them on ground and they're going to be engaging one of us, as the case might be, when we need from further information. Quickly, we are going to the last session before the final session. And this session is a panel session. The final session is a raffle draw. So make sure nobody is coming in now so that some of these guys don't stand the chance to win this. Some people actually time this moment, but you know how the economy is as a matter of fact. That's why we're having the fintech forum so that we can open opportunity for not just partnership, but to see how different ideas can actually come forth for you and I to take advantage of. And at this point in time, it gives me great delight that it's my very good friend, I call him our guy at the top, who is going to be moderating this session. And that even makes the task easier for me. Please, can you put your hands together for Mr. Abiola Jimoh, the CEO of Exchange Box, as he comes up to the podium. The more you clap, the faster it's going to come. He understands how this is going to roll. Sometime last month, if I remember, I had the privilege of from anchoring a fireside chat with this wonderful, very intelligent woman who talks so much about what is going on at the MasterCard. She's the Vice President and Head Customer Solutions, Indian Ocean Islands, East and West African Organization, as the case might be. Put your hands together for Carrie Tuku as she comes up to come in to join them on this panel. Please, the more you clap, the more you're going to find yourself standing better chance to win a mobile phone. Did I hear iPhone 17? Okay. Is there iPhone 18? Okay, we are still at 16. All right, I'm good. All right. So, Harry, thank you so very much. One moment. Jimo, would you want to sit at the edge or in the middle? Okay, the middle will help you so that you can flow sideways. And then to join them is the Chief Audit Executive at Wema Bank, Alat. And then that is Oluwole Eshomojumi. Please, can you put your hands together for her? Oh, sorry, for him, as a matter of fact. Pardon me. Oluwole. Okay, all right. Okay, Oluwole. Her name is synonymous to good money. Thank you so very much. You're welcome. And then we have the head of compliance, Fair Money. Fair Money, thank you so very much. That is James Eder. Thank you so much for that wonderful treasure hunt. Unfortunately, some of us did not even have to participate. This is what happens when you are part of the team. Perhaps next year you guys will consider us, as a matter of fact. But Fair Money is doing great. Thank you for being one of our sponsors. And of course, the exhibition stand is out there for people to get more details. And finally, the COO of I Invest, a product of the Apanti and Partners Group, and that's in the person of Tobiloba Olushoga. Please, can you put your hands together for her? Great, thank you very much. And that is going to be the final person on this panel. And then we are running for the next 50 minutes. Let's have 50 minutes as the case might be. I think that's a good time for every one of us. Jimo, you know how it goes. I just thought to perhaps extend that a little bit, and then we will be able to get going. We don't have anybody online. I think Jimo said we should make it 45 minutes. Please make it 45. Thank you, 45. Oh, fantastic. So right about now, I'm handing over to you, sir. Please put your hands together one more time for the final panel for today before the very last event that will wrap up day 2. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're very delighted to be here, and I'm very excited to be joined by very, prominent people in the industry to be discussing dealing with fraud and cyber attacks, barriers to an expanding digital economy. Without wasting time, so I want each of the panelists to tell us a bit about what they do and where they work. So we'll start with Carrie, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carrie Tucker. I lead products and solutions at MasterCard, covering East and West Africa. I've been in the industry for about 18 years, but predominantly focused in payments in the last 5 years with MasterCard. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oluwole, please go ahead.
Okay, my name is Wale Eshomojumi. I work for Wema Bank. I'm the Chief Audit Executive. I'm responsible for ensuring assurance of the bank internal policies and ensuring that the board and the management also knows that everything works perfectly well, and also to the regulatory authorities. Basically also included is in my function is also to ensure that there is minimized fraud in the system. Thank you.
Thank you. James, your cue, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eddie James. I work for Fair Money. My key responsibility is ensuring that Fair Money is adherence to all extant rules and regulations, and also ensuring that we keep the institution out of the regulatory harm at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. And Toby, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Toby Olushoga. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for I Invest. I Invest is Nigeria's leading financial marketplace. We believe that everybody should have access to grow their wealth. And in doing that, we ensure that we provide our customers with safe and secure investments. And in doing that, we make sure that their assets are safeguarded as well as their data. Thank you.
Thank you. And to me, my name is Abiola Jimo. I'm CEO of Exchange Box. We're focused on rural traders, agro commodity traders, and SMEs. We also have a microfinance and a super agent license, which we use to extend these services, microcredits, digitized payments records to the people at the last mile. Thank you very much. So I will start with Carrie again. The question is, what are some of the most alarming cybercrime trends that have emerged recently? particularly within the African digital economy?
I think that's a really great question. When we look at emerging technologies, a few come to mind, a lot that most people in this room are familiar with. You're talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud, 5G. These are technologies that are designed to make our lives easier, right? The challenge is that it's the same technology that is empowering a lot of the bad actors and the cyber criminals. Cyber criminals are using this to create very sophisticated cyber attack methods. We've seen an increase or a rise in things like ransomware, where cyber criminals are using AI technology to build very sophisticated scripts, where not only do they use it to steal data, they can use the same data to seek ransom from large corporations. We've seen deepfakes, where criminals are using that as a method of identity theft. So you get on a phone call and you're thinking you're talking to somebody that you know, but it's actually a deep fake, and they're using that capability to get vulnerable people to divulge very critical information. Um, Social engineering is something that is all too prevalent. I mean, I almost fell prey to one last week. Thank God it was a MasterCard simulation where an email was sent, and the email said that I have exceeded my leave days by 5 days. And for somebody like me, I had retained at least 3 days of my leave days to use over the Christmas holiday. So as soon as I saw that, immediately I clicked into that email and it asked me to log in to rectify the issue. All of a sudden, I said to myself, when I log into my work day, it it knows me. So the fact that it's asking me for my login detail was an alarm, and I realized that it was a phishing attempt. Thank God at Mastercard, we push these simulations through to ensure that people are more diligent and aware of potential attacks, and that's what we're seeing. So you can imagine if something like that is happening within an organization that is a technology organization. What about our vulnerables, our or the older generation who are not as digitally savvy? We see for people calling and saying, "Hey, your account is about to be blocked. We need your BVN number," and then our customers start divulging personal information, thinking that it's actually real. And so these are some of the ways with which cyber criminals infiltrate and get critical data that they can use to really cause harm. There are other things, our 5G infrastructure, the speed and connectivity is great, but the challenge is it also fuels the data transmission and the distribution of things like malware, viruses, etc., across the ecosystem. We've heard of data breaches, and this comes on the back of, the fact that businesses are moving on to the cloud infrastructure. So if there is misconfiguration, if there is just a poor distribution of delegated authorities in terms of access rights, or just a lack of proper ongoing monitoring, these are the things that lead to breaches. And that's why at MasterCard, we look at cybersecurity end to end, right? When it comes to the payment ecosystem in particular, what we try to do is ensure that we are securitizing the ecosystem with encryption, tokenization, authentication. And we've done a lot in terms of investing. I mean, I think in the last 5 years, we've done about $7 billion of investments, both with on our existing assets and acquisitions. So we have acquisitions with a company called New Data that is that is able to help manage the verification risk that I mentioned, the deepfakes, the likes. We have investments in a company called Risk Recon that helps to manage supply and third-party partner chain risk, because that's another thing that we've noticed, right?
Okay.
Vulnerabilities within your third-party partnerships, your supply chain, can actually be exploited by the bad actors to enter your own corporation. And so our solution, like a risk recon, will help you assess the vulnerabilities within not only your ecosystem, but your ecosystem partnerships. We have cyber secure assets that does real-time monitoring of every transaction that runs through our network. And I think it's important that we collaborate, right? Because the technologies are advancing, and believe you me, we've got to stay steps ahead of the bad actors because they're leveraging the same technologies to cause more harm than good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We've heard from Carrie, and then we've heard a lot of invitation to MasterCard. Thank you. While taking a cue from that, Oluwale, I want us to look at specific issues that bother on the Nigerian fintech space or banking space and some of the trends, because one of the things they've said is we do not share information. Our information sharing model about fraud is really poor. So what trends, just generally speaking, do you think players should watch out for so that we can protect customers better? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think Karen has done a very good job already. And I think Odusame actually mentioned a couple of things. Now, AI is very good. And we've been so happy about what AI has been able to do for us. But yes, in the nearest future, the trend is going to be a lot about AI misuse. And AI misuse is going to be speaking to what we have seen earlier on, and then more advanced stage of it. And those are some of the things you see: corporate email, business email compromise, where businesses and executives are going to be targeted, for their signatures, for their email. It is going to get worse because you are going to also have something like sophisticated social engineering coupled with AI that is going to mimic the writing style of particular executives. And everybody has their writing style. I could write and put Sila, So looking at the social engineering space, looking at your social media, this artificial intelligence, advanced social engineering will pick up some of these things and then be able to curate emails that will look and mimic you. Now, here comes the bad side of it also. And the bad side is that embedded inside of it may also be videos. And I mean, she was talking about deepfake and synthetic media. These will also probably get the executive in front of you, speaking to you. I remember there was an instance of fraud that we saw in one of these journals where, I mean, a staff was sent an email by an executive, and she tried to get in touch with the executive who told him that he's in the middle of a meeting. Okay. Now, being the diligent staff, he called, the executive called him on video authentication, and right in the middle of other executives also. I mean, what choice does he have other than authenticating that transaction? But lo and behold, it is fake, all fake. The most horrific aspect of it, and that is still in the light years to come, is probably going to be hologram. This hologram technology also, and I'm thinking crazy because what I do as a chief audit executive is also try to think about scenarios that has not presented itself. So you see in Arise, you see in channels where they invite people to come to the studio and they're right there. So hologram technology, yes, you know what's going to happen now, even what is happening with synthetic. Now, the second thing is going to be crime as a service, right? Now we have banking as a service, we have platform as a service, but crime as a service is going to come. And I think what has been mentioned, the crime as a service, we are going to have criminal elements, vector actors. She talked about us collaborating. They are collaborating, they are creating platform that is going to be beneficial for their use. And those platforms, they are going to be like your platform as a service where you go to. The intention will probably be to minimize cost for fraudster. So it's like a fraudster academy or fraudster Inc., where everybody goes to. You can plan attack and then go just like surfing the internet to see tools, malware tools and cyber tools that you can actually use at chicken money, like they put the chicken money, because they have converged resources, they have made the platform available, and it's quite cheaper. So this is the need for us to collaborate, inside of this. And of course, at Wema Bank, we are always ready. We've been working with NIPS We've been working with other banks. I work with other CAEs, and we have a very, very rich collaboration. Now, I've mentioned sophisticated social engineering. I will move on to computing um, quantum computing, rather. So quantum computing, developed in the 70s, is about a more advanced aspect of computer. Now, at this very advanced stage, it is going to be able to break all this encryption that we so much rely on. I saw my sister talking about encryption in Mastercard and what the scared things while I was researching is that it is going to probably at this advanced stage break into blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. So all those identity unknown, asset unknown, remove assets, at advanced stage of, quantum computer, it's going to break this. And then what we are going to get is that the so much relied on platform, SWIFT, the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial, is the smartest and the most intelligent, secured platform for interbank financial telcos. Now, what will happen is that it may break into it. Our card, our payment systems also. So those are the scary things. I don't want to get us scared, but these are things that we need to start looking at for the future. And the need for collaboration is what I'll just establish while I drop the mic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You broke it down very well. You have not scared us. You made us aware. If we're not aware, it's a more terrible situation. But now that you've said a couple of things, we've taken notes, and I'm sure we're working better on how to make it safe for the system. So, James, I'll come to you, right? Nigerian payment landscape is one of the fastest growing in the world. In fact, we do not give ourselves enough credit for the development we've seen. We've traveled far and wide. You'll see that you cannot send money instantly and get it into that account for most parts of the world. But you can do that in Nigeria. They call us the payment genius. Right. Now, what do you see? Because everyone that's spoken here has called for collaboration. What do you see as major issues or challenges that may come through, in the press of both local and international collaboration? And how do you think we can do it better?
Okay, thank you for that question. Maybe before I talk about challenges, when you hear challenges, it kind of paints the picture that situation is not that good. And let me just, talking about scaring also, but let me not just scare anyone also, but let me paint a picture of what we're facing at the moment. As in, cybersecurity ventures have predicted that annual cost of cyber crime will increase by 15% annually. That's an estimated $10.5 trillion by 2025. In 2022 only, Africa lost 200, and that's about 200, that's $4 billion, $4 billion to cybercrime. In 2023, $5 billion. Coming down to Nigeria also, Nigeria ranked in the global risks ranking, ranked at 19 as one of the most attacked countries in Africa, with a normalized risk index of about 58%. I don't know if you've looked at the last NIBS reports that came out in 2023. You look at the trend from 2019, the count of fraud was about 44,900 plus, and we moved to 95,600 plus in 2023, with the cost from 2.9 billion to 17 billion in 2023. Then surprisingly, FITC came out with a report in Q2 and posted a loss, the cost of fraud at 42 billion. That is surpassing just one quarter in 2022, surpassing the whole year of 2023. Yeah. If you look at the rate of cyber attacks from 2019 to 2024, we're looking at 200,000 attacks in Nigeria alone, so 800,000 in 2024, with the cost of cybercrime in Nigeria totaling 50 billion in 2022 and 280 billion in 2023. What am I trying to say is that we're not winning the war. And if you look at it, the issue of cyber attacks and fraud, when you talk about cybercrime, has now become cross-border crime and also a transnational crime, which ensures that there must be collaboration internationally, but there are challenges to that. One of the key factor is the legal and regulatory framework. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime states that 55% of member states don't have comprehensive fraud framework or strategies. And if you look at that, there needs to be harmonization in terms of the framework. Let me just give an example of on a local level when we talk about legal framework, not catching up to the trends of what we're seeing in terms of the cyber attack and the kind of fraud we have now. You have a fraud that have occurred in an institution. And today, when you talk about fraud and the movement of the money, where intent to follow the money is fast paced. You have, and you talked about information sharing. We'll get to that later. But you have one institution reaching out to another institution and talking about a legitimate case of fraud. Then you have the whole legal issues coming. You need to bring in court orders and all that to block the account. You find out that institutions have their own different ways of trying to respond to fraud cases or cyber attacks when they occur. So there needs to be harmony in ensuring that there's a harmonization. And even at the global level, also, you have different countries. You have the European GDPR, which a lot of countries are trying to adopt as the standard for data privacy also. Then when you also talk about the issue of trust and also transparency, it's another very big challenge. The Budapest Convention on Cybersecurity, we just have about 65 members that have ratified that convention. Russia, China are not among the people who have actually ratified that convention. And that boils down to the issue of concerns about espionage, misuse of data. We see that even play out even on the local level among our other digital partners in terms of sharing information. They don't, if you don't, as in, attain some level of maybe in terms of how they perceive you in terms of security, data privacy, security, and all that, they are reluctant in sharing information with you. Then we have also the issue of limited resources. Also, you find out that when you look at the Global Security Index, you find out that 60% of low-income countries don't have comprehensive strategies for cybersecurity or don't even have the infrastructure also in place. But there is a lot being done at the global level in terms of collaboration in that aspect. We have as an association like the African Union, whereby they are building capacity in that area. We have the East African Cybersecurity Center in Kenya, which a lot of training takes place in those areas, and also the Kofi Annan Peace Conference, which have served as avenue whereby a lot of trainings have gone up, as in have taken place in that area also. Also, another key challenge, we talk about public awareness, also, which is very, very lacking. And a report by Microsoft in 2023 attested that about 69% of global users, when talk about internet global users, don't as in lack the basic as in basic tenants when it comes to securing themselves in terms of cyber attacks and the rest. Information sharing also, it's another key issue, both at the global level and also at the local level. IBM has attested in 2021 that 45% of global fraud would have been prevented if there was fast-paced information sharing within organizations, also among government. Also. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's almost like you're writing a paper while speaking, but it's very loaded. And thank you. So, Toby, will come to you. You deal with money, you relate with investors. When we speak about cybercrime, um, everyone has had a fair share of cyber attacks in one way or the other. And we still need to take investors' money, right? We need to grow the economy with either FDI or local investments, either of the two. What do you think we can do as players to manage investors' confidence in the face of cybercrime? Because of our time, I will combine it will be twin question for you. The second bit is, from an investor standpoint, what do you think the players should be looking at uh, to face as priority? Because when fraud happens, investors lose money, right? They lose money, they lose reputation and all that. So what do you think the players should be looking at? And how do we manage investors' confidence in face of all these troubles? The troubles waters, we can't but swim in it and hopefully swim safely. So what are your thoughts, please? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. That's a pretty loaded question. So I think I'll just start by looking at the fact that when it comes to startups and businesses, at the very core of it is innovation. And when I think about innovation, I think experimentation. So in order for a company or a business to be able to drive innovation, um, they have to experiment. And I'm a strong believer in yeah, so I'm a strong believer in it. Fail fast, learn fast, right? But obviously, in an environment where there's an increased level of cyber threats and fraud, investors get weary. It's only natural. I mean, if you're putting money in something, you don't want to lose it. And the challenge is that we have to find a healthy balance. Companies need to be able to innovate, but they also need to ensure that they're not losing all the money that the investors are putting in there. And the challenges that come with that is that you have you find yourself in this place where you're like, okay, I've got funds. I want to invest in research. I want to develop my product. But at the same time, I don't want to lose this money. And I also need to invest in cybersecurity, security systems, fraud detection systems. So then you're in a place where you're like, okay, how do I share these funds? So the reality is that every business has to manage and balance these things out. Security is not, you can't compromise on security because if you try to run ahead and you think you can bypass it, it will still catch up with you. So the key things I think that every business needs to take into consideration is have security at your core. Let it be your core in everything that you're doing. The bedrock must be security. So security by design. It should be embedded as part of your product life cycles. Any area of business development, you need to consider the risks, consider the fraud risks, consider the cyber security risks, and ensure those things are built in. It's fine to experiment. It's fine to test out solutions. Do it in a safe environment. I think the government has also introduced a lot of regulatory sandbox testing environments that you can do that in. But one thing that you can't do is lose money. It obviously will impact the reputation. It will impact the confidence that investors will have in you. But then on the flip side, everybody could find themselves in a place where they're under attack. But I think the question is, what do you do about it? How quickly can you detect these things? What types of tools are you using? A lot has been said about AI and what it can do. There are a lot of AI tools that can be used to detect fraud, can be used to detect trends in cybersecurity. These things can help us be one step ahead of the attacks. And the transparency, we had this issue, this is how we dealt with it. I think that on the other side will instill confidence. It shows that you're on top of your game, you know what you're doing, and you're ready. Because at the end of the day, these threats are increasing on a daily basis. I like the example that Carrie gave. If you're serious about security, it's not just about implementing policies, and then they just sit on the shelf. Every business has a business continuity plan, disaster recovery plan. How often are you testing these things out? How often are you simulating the situations to know how exactly you would respond the moment you see an inkling of those threats at your doorstep? And that puts you in a position that you might experience a tiny loss, but you can cap it. And then I think for investors, they will see that this organization is ahead of the game, and you learn through that process, and you're able to beef up your security. You're able to improve on your fraud systems, your security systems, and you grow and you develop further in that light. I think generally, everybody has touched on this. Collaboration is key. There's a lot of data. There's a lot of data out there. Oluwole talks on a lot about it, and also James talked about a lot of data. But the challenge is that they just stand as isolated data points. If it's not shared, if these scenarios are not shared, to say, okay, there was this particular trend in phishing, 10 companies have been hit, pay attention. It comes in this form, making it very, very tangible so people understand that this is what it could look like. This is how it can come. And they recognize it immediately when they are faced with it. And in some instances, you might find that actually it's fine. It's better to err on the side of caution, and find that, you are overthinking things than to fall victim and then face the consequences. So I think as long as the organizations are paying attention to the trends, collaborating, I think that they can build on investor confidence, and the funding will not drop.
Thank you so much. That's a good one. So I have an investor that came to, having listened to pitching before they go to DD for a startup. They ask for how vulnerable is your system? And that was a tough question. The founder wants to say, I have the best platform in the world. It cannot be penetrated and all that. And, they found out that a lot of feedback came from pen tests, common pen tests. The data of all their users are accessible without any issue. You can access all the data, see that your name is Rufai, your name is Munir, and everybody is just there, you know. So that's how serious you should take this. And thank you very much for sharing that thought. Now, on this note, we would like to take questions. Apologies to my panelists. We'll not take so much questions because of time reduction. So we'd like to take questions from the audience so that it's not just one side. Please, who is passing the mic?
All right, we will do it this way, Jimo. We'll take two questions, and then if we have online questions, please let us have that written so that we can pass it across to the moderator. So let's have a question here, and then one on the, okay. If you have a question, can you quickly raise up your hands? So I have one, two, there's a third person, three. And then if we have online questions, please kindly, and there's a fourth person. So briefly, your name, your organization, and your question. Please do not start the question with actually, because we might have to be going to.
It would be nice if they can also direct it at.
And then will you direct it specifically
Exactly.
to? So that is going to be the wrapping off of this session. We have less than 15 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Quickly.
please, when you're making your comments about the questions, just give a final note on it. So we'll wrap it up. Thank you. So one, let's go.
Okay, my name is Femi Toka from Havana Capital. My question is directed to the last lady that just finished speaking. Um, I wanted to find out why is it that most of all the fintechs don't want to embrace cyber security as a service companies in helping giving the extra protection that is required based on their specialization, rather than wanting to do it from within. And the second is that why is it that a lot of financial institutions, why do they always understate the amount of monies they've lost in the process of trying to build customers' trust? Because I know that those figures are really understated. Yeah, those are my questions.
Are you sure? All right, lights up.
All right. Next question, quickly.
Okay. Suleiman from Microfinance Bank, Digit Vans to be precise. My question is directed at the fact that Nigeria, as a case study, we are slowly moving into this digital world. So therefore, we don't have a lot of people coming in to this tech and AI thing that we are trying to bring in to the economy right now. So why don't we work on trying to reach out to these underserved people by collaborating with the necessary agencies that are needed and try to downstream the real data that are necessary for us to achieve a possible aim of increasing the economy's growth by AI and tech put together. Making reference to what Mr. Rogers said yesterday on day one, which is the European Open AI Act, that controls the transparency of what kind of data goes in. So things like that we should try to work on to see if we could get to the underserved, one, and as well to see if we can bring in these underserved people into this tech world and make them useful for our economy. So I think that is where we should be working on.
All right, thank you very much. Next question, please. And then the final one. Let's have any questions coming from the online participants, if there's any.
Okay. So my name is Okola Ridwan. Yeah, I honestly like ask like when it comes to blockchain, like we are into blockchain now, and I like the banking system where all I say is they were banned from like connecting with blockchains and dealing with blockchain and stuff. So like, is there any future of the banking system to like inputs with blockchain? Like since people are earning in USD, but they are earning it through blockchain and other mediums instead of interacting with the bank. Like when the money comes in, it doesn't go to any bank, it does go to their wallet and stuff like that. But they are not like in cooperation with any banks in Nigeria.
Thank you. The last question.
Thank you. My name is Kayode Bukunwa Maika. I represent Daraka Association. Now, essentially, I know we've been talking about fraud and all that, and it appears as if our focus is on the external sources of fraud. However, I discovered that the internal collaborators, particularly in the bank, I'm looking at the bank, the man from the banking sector. What are you doing about the internal collaborators? Because oftentimes they open the window, for the fraudster to come in. Thank you.
All right. So we'll start with you. Or do you want to take the last question on the bank? Okay. Well, I mean, let's start with you, please. You have two questions from Mr. So please go ahead.
Okay, if I recall the questions correctly, the first one was why don't fintechs like to engage cybersecurity firms? Is that right?
Yes.
So I can't speak for the entire ecosystem, but what I can tell you is for us at iInvest, we do engage cybersecurity experts. We do regular pen tests, we do regular monitoring and reviews of our system, because beyond us having the expertise in-house, it's also possible that, your eyes get a little bit blurred because you're looking at yourself. So for us, we do engage external third parties from time to time as the need arises. But on the other hand, you might have some other institutions who believe that they have the expertise in-house, and it is more efficient for them to be able to cater to their needs and address their cybersecurity needs in-house. I think the second question was to do with reporting losses. Was that it? I don't know that I have a clean answer for this, but the truth is, I think in the banking system, there are requirements for banks to report their losses. And I know when I looked at some of the data, there's a NIPS portal. But the truth is, I think at least 80% of those reports are from money deposit banks. So if the regulation doesn't extend beyond that, you're probably not going to get people reporting them, because a neighbor's not reporting and I report, the customer is going to think I'm the one with the problem. So I think that it was touched on earlier about legal frameworks. If there's better implementation of the legal frameworks, then perhaps the transparency would increase. Thank you.
Thank you. Carl will take the other question from the gentleman there.
Yes, I'll attempt to answer your question. And if I get it wrong, just tell me that is incorrect. Okay. All right. So I think the starting point, I really like the fact that what you're saying essentially is there's a lot of big words that we're throwing around, but it means nothing to the layman in the streets, right? They are not even digitally included before we can start talking about AI utility or machine learning or 5G or cloud or whatever. And that's very important because for the digital economy to grow, right, we have to find a way to ensure that we include them first financially, then digitally. And the Nigerian central bank and government have done a great deal of work in terms of driving identification, which is very important. And that's why you'll see that most people now have NIN, most people have BVN, right? The next step is then financial inclusion, which is where they have a basic bank account. And then thereafter, digital inclusion, where they're able to use digital assets to be able to make payments, right? What we are doing at MasterCard touches on all four corners, which is how do we put in place simple ways to include them from an identity perspective, right? With our solution, in fact, we just did a partnership with AFDB, which is called the MADE, and that is Mobilizing Access to Digital Economy Alliance. And that MADE partnership pulls together a lot of development agencies, NGOs, government agencies, that their job solely is to drive digital and financial inclusion to the last mile. They've committed to bringing, or we've committed to including over 100 million consumers by the end of 2030. And we also have pledged over $300 million towards the cause. Now, solutions like Community Pass, for example, is one area where we do both digital inclusion and financial inclusion. Community Pass is a solution that works in remote areas where there's no internet connection. So you're able to use your card and make a payment at a POS machine, whether the POS is online or offline, right? You're also able to print your digital identity on that card. So your biometric, your BVN, all of that information can be on the card. Then we start to partner beyond just the AFDBs and the community passes to say, how do we even secure the ecosystem? In fact, before we go to securing, how do we ensure that we have the right technology that drives financial inclusion? So we partner with telco, right? And we're saying we need to build the right capabilities on mobile phones so that the average SME can receive payments and send payments. Today, most of your mobile phones don't have NFC readers. So partnering with the right mobile phone manufacturer will help drive that. And then lastly, MasterCard has been in this business for a long time. And we have data in terms of transaction patterns, transaction flows, behaviors that we've been able to build AI models that you and I don't need to worry about how it works in the back end. The most important thing is that these scripts are there, these monitoring tools are there to keep the ecosystem safe and secure for the average man on the streets. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. James, I think you have some thoughts.
Yeah, just it's a good thing you talked about
Let's keep it short. The timer is there.
okay. You talked about the right technology that will aid financial inclusion. But before going to that, let me just state something that we've seen a push by the CBN in terms of financial inclusion, but I think that recent happenings and challenges in the country has made other government policies which have been put at the forefront that financial inclusion, it's not at the forefront for now, but it's not something that I think the CBN is not looking at. But we should be careful when you say we're moving slow. I like it when we're moving fast and slow at the same time. Because what I've noticed, a recent trend that has happened, that is going on, a recent fraud trend that is going on. We've seen that NIBS is pushing agents in order to aid financial inclusion, and they're signing off people with BVN. And this has been hijacked already by fraudsters. We have individuals right now within systems in our financial institutions, one individual is having 50 BVNs, two individuals having 200 BVNs. So all for the sole purpose of committing fraud. So we will need to ensure that we have the right technology. And for the last guy that talked about blockchain, I think we're going to get there. We've seen a lot of effort that is being pushed by SEC. SEC have created a sandbox which a lot of fintechs can come in to a part which they can get the necessary license without supervision for 1 year. The CBN is still dilly-dallying. We know, as I said earlier, they have other things like FX and exchange rates, the economy and everything that is bothering them right now that they are more concerned about. I think when they are done with all that, they'll come to other things and looking at maybe cryptocurrency, blockchain, and all that. But it's a good right path that the SEC have set already. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll just
collaboration, internal collaboration that enable fraud.
yes, the
That's the
internal
question.
collaboration that, and let me just quickly put in for the blockchain also that the temperature or the environment is it matured yet? So possibly from the regulatory side, is that why the CBN is just still trying to temper it? But yes, like he mentioned, just to give you some hope, we are going to get there. Now, for internal collaborators, a lot is happening. Um, she talked about framework policies that are put in place not to be on the shelf. And we do ensure that these policies, they are not on the shelf, at least from the standpoint of where I'm coming from. So you have user access, you have job rotation, and then you have the fact that uh, access, if you are moving from one job function to the other, access are meant to be reviewed by your internal compliance and ensure that they are there. Also, what is being done is to ensure that lifestyles are being monitored. People may not dress so finely or handsomely or whatever. They may ride the cheapest of all cars, but what we also do is to have intel in place to ensure that even outside of the organization, we put in intel in place to monitor lifestyle so that things don't crystallize to us when it happens. And then, of course, there is also that collaboration between organizations to ensure that criminals don't, abide within us. So that's just the assurance that I can give to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed having the people on this session. Carl, James, Oluwale, and Toby. It's been an amazing session. I believe the audience have also learned one or two things on how to improve their internal process. The key thing we've all taken away from here is that fraud is part of the business, and we all have to collaborate to combat it to build a better ecosystem. Thank you. I think we're supposed to. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we are supposed to have a picture. I heard you that. All right, please let's have this moment captured. Where are my photographers? That's interesting. Thank you very much, Jimo. I mean, you've given me some extra seconds, 20 seconds for that matter. That is quite benevolent of you. This has been a fantastic session, as a matter of fact. And I'm glad we've come to the final bit before the final bit. All right, thank you so very much. Abiola Jimo, CEO of Exchange Box, moderating this panel section. My very good friend, Kari Tuko, is good to see you again, Vice President and Head of Customer Solutions for Indian Ocean Islands, East and West Africa, MasterCard. And of course, Oluwole. Oluwole, it's good to see you. I just like the sound of your name. All right, the Chief Audit Executive for Wema Bank, thank you so very much. I understand the President of CB happens to be one of your colleagues out there in Wema Bank. Congratulations to him. And of course, James Ede for Fair Money, who made our treasure hunt quite interesting. And then Toby Loba, thank you so very much, COO of iInvest. They have been on ground. They have the exhibition booths. Please make sure you approach them. The essence of having these kinds of events is for us to connect with one another. If you know one or two persons you want to meet, you're within your right to approach them for contacts, for relationship, for introductions. This is part of why we have this event going on. Tomorrow is going to be the final day 3, and I'm very excited of what tomorrow is going to entail. We're going to be focused on technology, and we have the Startup Investors Forum that is going to obviously run concurrently as the case is. And tomorrow, I'm going to throw open the floor to the first 100 people who came here very early. for some kind of special package and surprise. As a matter of fact, we're going to start off with our keynote address, and then we'll move into the different sponsors, and we have product pitches. But at this point in time, we have the FCDO roundabout, which is going to be strictly by invitation. But before we wrap up, finally, I would like us, please, can we bring out our phone and go to Slido? We are about to have a raffle draw for the second mobile phone for day 2 of the Nigerian FinTech Week. NFW 24 is about to happen. So bring out your phones. Samidov, can we have the image up on the screen, Slido, so that these people can take an advantage of that? Please do not come to me and tell me that your phone was hanging. It has nothing to do with me. Do not say that you did not see the app. It has nothing to do with me. We will need the quickest finger, or is it the quickest or the fastest finger, whatever you want to call it. The fastest finger will be the person who is winning this particular second phone for day 2. This is what we do at the Nigerian FinTech Week. We make sure you all have great fun, quite memorable. Now, are we ready? You people don't want to wait for. Please bring the phone. Let me go home with it, I beg. Are we ready? Are you ready? All right. Dami, can we have the slide up? Slido.com is the app we will use. Please make sure you have it. And the question is going to come up. The fastest finger will respond. That response will be the winner. Shola, I don't have my Slido up my screen. We are waiting. You see, these people are very impatient at this point in time. Some people have started typing answers without hearing questions. Just be patient, oh. Has somebody giving you expo? Hello, we're talking of fraud. Here we don't do that. We make sure that everybody is an equal opportunity beneficiary, as the case may be. All right, are we ready? Dami, you are the one holding us. If you were here yesterday and you participated, can I see your hands up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. Where's the person who won the phone yesterday? Has he gone? Who is the person who won yesterday? Please, you are not going to participate in today's honor. Where's the winner? He has left. Please some of you know him, Abi. In case it's the person who comes up winning, he does not qualify. We have to expose some of these things. All right. All right, Dami, are we ready? Tomorrow, like I said, it's going to be quite engaging. I want us to be here very early. We are kicking off by 9 o'clock. And then we will start off with some of our special surprises. Today, we were glad to honor Abigail Akinsholore, who was the winner of the first time participant in the audience. And that was quite impressive. And some of these opportunities we can give to you. Don't know where some of these images and recommendations will go. And then we will have that again repeated tomorrow, as well as ensuring that we are here in good time. Make sure you register and you pick your tag is important, because that is going to give you access to day 3. And then finally, we have the closing gala and the council dinner, which is going to be powered by QCon. And then that is, if I understand, we have certain terms and conditions attached to it. And while I'm still waiting for Dami, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who has made this a very wonderful success. Felicities corporate events. They're the events planners, and they have done such an excellent job at what they do. I want to say a big thank you to the ushers. You guys have been wonderful and fantastic on day 2. Thank you so very much to my very good friends, my assistant Cyprian and Damilola, Daniel, pardon me, and this gentleman have actually made my tasks quite easy. Thank you so very much. And of course, my technical team who are making sure that all of our presentation, our global audience are fully connected. Thank you very much to our repertoires. You guys, fantastic. You did well. Tomorrow, we're going to be getting your presentation so we know exactly what today's update has always been. And then we'll say a big thank you, certainly, to you, our delegates who have made this happen. And our sponsors and exhibitors, fantastic, fantastic. You guys have made sure that the 2024 edition actually happened. And then our speakers, presenters, and the panelists, God bless you all for what you do, especially with this regard to bringing out the best of what we have here at Nigerian FinTech Week. And so we will be wrapping up the session tomorrow. Hopefully, by the grace of God, we will do that honor before 3 or 4, and then we'll close up to come back for the gala night, which is going to also double as the council dinner. And with all of that coming up as the case might be, are we good? Great. So now here is Slido.com with the hashtag. This is what will give you access to where you are going to feed in your answers. And the answer, let me give you a hint. You will just need to give the answer. There are only 2 answers. 1 question, 2 answers. So like yesterday, we had 5 answers, the 5 sponsors of, you can name any 5 sponsors as an exhibitor, as a matter of fact, as the case might be. Have you guys scanned? Are you on Slido? What do you see on the first page? Okay. So, Dami, are we ready? After 3, are we ready? So type the question. The fastest finger wins. 1, 2, 3. This is not the one we talked about. Oh. Didn't you receive the question, Davi? What do you mean you didn't receive the question? Cyprian, did you give the question to him? Oh, no, somebody has typed 23 already. You guys, calm down, calm down. This was not the question we had. Please don't use this question tomorrow. Please give him the question. All right, please, this does not count. And this, they mean Popola Benny. Who is this one? Who typed this one? Let me see the person. Who typed it? Chika Onwosu. Which Chika Onwosu? Okay, please strike that out. And Cyprian, please, we had planned this better than this. Please, can we have this fully coordinated? We want to be out of here in the next 5 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was not a question that was supposed to come up. I thought I heard them say, when they heard me say that the answer is 2, they should know that it can be 5. All right, this is the human element, especially in things like this. So are we ready again? Please, Dami, can we go quickly? Are your fingers on your phone tabs? You who don't want to answer, please, we are not playing the game again. I wish you win it, my dear. Thank you very much. You make the job easy for me. Are we ready? Dami, are you ready? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to wrap up today. We want to make sure that one of you win the phone before we go home so that we get a question right. One more time. If your eyes are sharp and very sharp, your eyes are the sharpest, and you know your eyes are sharp, even as you're watching the screen. I'm giving you some clues just to help your ministries. If your eyes are sharp, you will see what I'm seeing. Because the question we are going to ask, we already have the answer. Dami, are we ready? This shouldn't take much time, please. You know, this is just to get this ready. Are we ready, please? Put it up on the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you go with that hashtag code because that will give you access. Please, can you scan all over again? And as soon as you're ready, let me know and tell me you are ready. Okay, please make sure, thank you so very much, Dee. Make sure you write your names at the end of your answer. Your names must be full. Not one syllabus name. Oh. Don't come and tell me Jumoke. It won't qualify. If it's Jumoke, let it be Jumoke Majekodumi, the complete name that is on your passport or on your ATM card or your back. Are we ready? You sure? All right, ladies and gentlemen, just hold on. Let me quickly announce this. Are we ready? No, wait. Oh, I didn't say you should write your name now. Jessica, you ought to win this phone. Oh. I didn't say you should write your name. Oh, you will wait for the question. Oh, Ninja. This is what Tinubu has cost. Eh? You understand where is now 1,003 or thereabout? My dear, it's high time for us to go and get camels. You know. Are we ready? Please clear the screen. We are starting all over again. No, no, no. We are using this, but these are not the answers. You see, next time I will disqualify the two of you because you didn't see a question. You will respond to a question. Are you ready? Are we good? So please forgive these two. Where is Jessica and Kemi? Where are they? They won't answer up right now. I know. All right. Remember, we have the Center for Finance, Technology, and Entrepreneurship is giving out free coupon codes to earn an industry accredited finance certificate. And then with this coupon code, you can gain most in-demand skills to excel in the tech-driven world of finance. The coupon code is NFW 2024. And then we're going to broadcast the link or have that shared so that you have an idea for you to take an advantage of that. All right. So right away, we are going to broadcast that after the raffle draw has been made. So go back, Danny. Let's have the question now. After 3, you post the question. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? Are we ready? All right. So, Dami, please let's have the question. 1, 2, 3. Fastest finger after the question. Name the 2 organizers of the Nigerian Fintech Week 2024. I told you earlier on, if your eyes were sharp, it was on the board. If your eyes are very sharp, it's still on the board. It's still on the platform. The first person to answer is the winner of the mobile phone. Please, can I have Shehu to be on standby to make that presentation? Name the 2 organizers of the Nigeria Fintech Week 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, can we now please hands up? And then let me have the name of the first person who typed the answer correctly. The answers, ladies and gentlemen, are as follows. Fintech NGR, which is Fintech Association of Nigeria. And the second answer is Fintech Associates Limited. You see the answers here. Now look at 1, 2. I was telling you that if your eyes were sharp enough, you will see the answer. That is the answer 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Dami, please, who is the first person to respond to our question? Please, can you come up and make that announcement? While I have Dami pardon me, Shehu to come up to present the second phone for today. Please come with our phone and make sure that it is well sealed. So who is the first person after the question? Who is the first person after the question? These people were, I told you if your name is not under that, you've lost it. Who is the first person? Is this the first? Anonymous. That means, please, can you come announce the first after the question, please? Or else we might have to redo this, and I'm not ready for that to be redone. Who is the first name? No first name for the first one. Nobody got the question correct. Fintech NGL, Fintech Association. Go down, go to the first top one, to the first top one. After the question, let us see the first person or the second person, as the case might be, after the question, please. After the question, let's have who the first person was. After the question, this one was saying Okpolo. Oh, wow. Okay. What this is riot. I'm following the technical guys. This person who is feeding that. All right. From the question time, which was what? No, he has not passed the question. These are answers now. Go up, go up, go up, go up. After the question, can we have it? After the question, we don't have a winner. Please, can you stand by? Where is the question? This is the question, right? So anything from here is disqualified. So please, can you go to the next? Where's the question? Or yeah, go to the next one. Who is the first? Dami, can you show me the answers? The responses. From here? Okay, so Zenith Okpolo, Usman Olamide, Phil, Anonymous, who are we? And Wema. Phil, go down, Phil. This is, hold on. Debbie Osage actually said FinTech Nigeria and FinTech. No, that is disqualified. IPNS, go. No, go. Hold on. This person actually at FinTech Association of Nigeria and FinTech Taiwo Akinnawo. No, that is wrong. The answer is FinTech Association of Nigeria and FinTech Associates Limited, and that is no, that one she doesn't qualify. That is Simi Sola. Simi, where are you? Carry your hands up. The answer, go back. This is the answer. The answer is FinTech Association of Nigeria, or what do you call that? FinTech NGR, but it must come up with this name. And then the next person is FinTech Associates. Simi Sola apparently happens to be part of the team, so she doesn't qualify. So go down. Sorry about that. Richard, no. We need to, no. No. Now, this person says FinTech NGS. You missed it. Go down. Hold on. FinTech NGR, FinTech Association. You missed it. Go down. We have to go down. FinTech Association, go down. This person, FinTech NGR. No. Go down. Now we have FinTech Association of Nigeria and FinTech NGR. Sorry, that is one and the same company. Next time you listen, hold on. FinTech NGR, FinTech Association. No, that is one question. No. The answer is, listen, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is FinTech Association of Nigeria and or / FinTech NGR. And the second answer is FinTech Associations. Associates Limited. That is the second answer. Not Felicity. No. Now, this person, who is this? By this time, we've announced the answer, isn't it? So we have to disqualify this particular one. Sheung, can we give them another question? Just 2 answers, because we have to go home with that phone. So this round is disqualified. Nobody won it. Do you guys want to go home? Please go home. Please go home. You want to win this phone? Okay. All right. Dami, let's have another question. Mr. Sheung, please give us another question. Please listen to me. When you respond, make sure your spellings are correct. Make sure the words are right. And I will give you the answer. If I hear you argue, I will disqualify you if your name comes up. All right? So we are going to retake that, because it looks like somebody wants to go home with this phone. I was already excited that I was going to join them, and then Simi went to go and do what she did. Okay, please, ladies and gentlemen, let's have another question. Mr. Shenwu has given a question. Hmm? Hold on, we want to do some organizers. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? This one is very easy. So when you were in school, they tell you to pay attention in class. You begin to understand that examination matters. Why we take some of this. All right, please let us have the Slido up back up so that we can quickly do this, and we're calling it today a day. We've already got far past our time. Are we ready? Rami? Slido. The question also is still two answers, and that will be fastest finger. Can we have the Slido QR code with the hashtag so that these people don't sacrifice me here? All right, remember to sign in and make sure you use this or you scan. Quickly, as soon as you're ready, let me hear we are ready. Are we ready? Are we ready? Have you scanned? Have you uploaded? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, now listen to the question attentively. Listen to the question attentively. Dami, please make sure we find out who the first responder is with the correct answer, please. The question, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. The question, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you put your name as well. Are we ready? Please, let's have the question now. Name two of the panelists in the first morning section. Name two speakers or panelists in our first panel keynote session. Name two speakers from the first panel session today, not yesterday or not tomorrow, today. I see some people are consulting encyclopedia. It's okay, you can consult as long as you are able to. All right, who do we have here? I think we had a first responder. Hold on. Agbola David actually was the one who responded first. And then that is Mary Karena and David Afolayan. So is it Atonda who responded first? Dami, is it the person who responded first? Also, please, sorry? Are you Atonda? Okay. All right, what's the name of the person who responded first again? I called him, I've forgotten just now. Agbola, right? Who is the person here? Where is the person who responded first? Can you go back to that first responder? Yeah, Agbola David. Hold on. No. Where is Agbola David? Agbola David is online. David Afolayan is correct. Mary Karema is correct. Is Agbola David here in the hall? Agbola David is not in the hall. So how come Agbola David was able to get on the screen? He is highly disqualified. Who is the next name? What's the next name after Agbola David? Ladies and gentlemen, please, this is serious business. I don't want any of my vendors participating. You are not qualified for this. This is for the delegates. We will have to repeat it again, please. I don't want any vendors. This matters a lot. We are dealing with integrity here. Please, in and question, please. If we don't get it right, accuse us for not being transparent. None of our vendors or technical teams are qualified to participate, not even me. Sorry, sir, I've cancelled it. So sorry. Please, we are going next again. Come and take the question. These phones are expensive. You don't want to get into a situation where somebody says that you favored another person. No, we have to do it right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. The cheapest phone is about 250,000. And that's somebody's salary in a month. So, Dami, he has a question. Let us get the Slido up for that one all over again. Please let us get this. Let it be the last one, and let us move on. Please clear this. Yes, we will scan. We have to scan to have a new page open. So, Dami, please, can we create another Slido app for this final one? Hopefully, please, those who don't qualify in participating in this particular draw do not qualify. So please, let's all be mindful because of integrity and transparency's sake. You know, where we are is Nigerian FinTech Week. We do things according to ethics and we do not compromise. And every one of you here who is seated here are the ones who stand the chance of winning the phone. Those who are online, I don't know how you're going to happen to do that, but the people in the house here who have kept me till this time, this is amazing. Are we ready? Cyprian, when you're coming, bring the phone so that they see what they want to win. I think that will help them, that will ginger their spirits. And what? Sorry, I've left. Please, we have two screens. In case you are not seeing a QR code in one, you will see on the other one. All right? So let's have the Slido code up first, and then we will have the question. Please bring the phone when you're coming. Excuse me. Have the QR code now, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go. Dami, are we ready? All right. So now who is responding? Nobody should respond. Who is Tolua? Please, no responses, no responses, no responses, please, so that we can be out of here. Dami, are you ready? Please, can you post the question? 1, 2, 3, go. Name the moderator and one panelist from the last panel session today. Go. Who is the first responder with the name, the moderator and one panelist? The first person to please share the screen. Let's have that. 11 participants are typing. So we have, please make sure the names are full. All right. So hold on. This Asiya Yunus got it wrong. This person, go back. The one on top of Asiya now, who is Muhibuddin Zainab Olamide, got Abiola, the moderator, Jim, all right, and the Karituko. Please, who is the person? Who is the winner? Shehu, please, let's present this phone to this Hajia. She finally got it right. Congratulations. Please come up. Can I have Mr. Shehu to please come up and present this? Congratulations. We have to call it a day. Tomorrow we have special packages on ground, so make sure you come in. You're a student. Wow. Fantastic. Congratulations. Please come here. And please put your hands together for her. Yeah, look at them. I hope you do not cheat. Okay, all right. Over to you. Hold on, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So we want to thank you all for staying put up till now, and thank you for actively participating in the poll that produced us as the winner on behalf of the organizers of Nigeria Fintech Week, Fintech NGR, and Fintech Associate Limited. We're happy to present this to you as the winner of the
two
the raffle for day 2 at Nigeria Fintech Week's 2024 edition. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ajia Muyidin, Abi Muyibudin. That name is very full. This is a student who is paying attention in class. She wrote her name full so that with the third name self, so that there's no confusion. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we call the two a wrap. Tomorrow we have other special packages. Thank you very much. Please drive home safely. And then till we see you again tomorrow. God bless. Samidov, over to you guys. Hi. We have the CFTA. Can you put that on the screen, Dami? Simisola, please can you coordinate with Dami to put the CFTA, I believe I got that right, as the case might be up the screen. Thank you very much for bringing that up to my mind. We will continue that tomorrow. Please can we have that so that people can stand the chance of gaining insight with the coupon that they're going to put out in. Thank you. Please, Shola, let's have that up on the screen. Some people are still here. They can take that advantage and then move on. Our timer, first timer,